TikTok is a new advertising platform, and they're constantly rolling out new features. One of the things, as of when I'm filming this, I'm adding this in. This is after the test group for our course's first launch. We always add new stuff into the program, and this is a new change, something newer that I've been testing out that's been working okay. I just wanted to talk about it. This is what's called a managed ad account. TikTok is rolling out new features. There's always new targeting coming available and new slight little things and variable changes. This is a big one that they made a little while ago, but it's really cool. So let's say that you're spending $1,000 a day on your ad account. And this is something that happened to me. I was consistently for that ad account. Every week I was requesting, I need a representative. Please assign a representative. I need a dedicated rep. I need a rep. And it was always like, oh, send us all this information, which I had already sent them every single time. Nobody gets back to you. I consistently did that. And eventually after enough times, they finally assigned a rep. That's usually what happens. You just hammer them. But one thing you can also do throughout that process is request a managed ad account. It's something that not a lot of people really know about. And no, it doesn't mean that they're managing all your ads. But what they say, I cannot confirm this, what they say is that ad account is overlooked and it is reviewed by a different internal team than a regular ad account. Now, what's cool about this, it functions very much so just like an agency account, which I think there's a slight variation there. However, the managed ad account has much more targeting options. I will put some of those up here. This is scrolling through the managed ad account audiences. You have a lot of different options there, a little bit more interest access, and then apparently much better support, basically. So if you're gonna have a problem, it's gonna get responded to quicker because you have a dedicated rep on the account. On one of my accounts, I have 2 of these managed ad accounts. It's really good from a support perspective, but I don't notice a difference in terms of performance. So not that it's the biggest deal, but it is a huge deal to be able to have access to better support. And who knows if that's actually true or not with the internal team, but nonetheless, having that dedicated rep is huge. So it's one of those things that you can and should start requesting. But please only do this once you are actually spending money. They're not going to take you seriously at all if you're just starting, you're testing products and you're spending $100 a day and then $0 for a week and then you launch a new product for $200. You have to be doing something consistent, have a brand, have sales coming in consistently so that they can directly help you, because you'll be able to book an unlimited amount of free calls with that representative who can somewhat act like a coach. And from my experience, most people in terms of representatives through Facebook or TikTok that get assigned to you, they don't know diddly squat. They really don't know anything at all. It's like they're reading out of a manual. And if you ask them a question that's pretty specific, they kind of give you the runaround. They never directly ask it because I think they're just flipping through the manual looking for it, or they don't really know. But what I have noticed is the 2 representatives I've got for the 2 managed ad accounts, they have a much more in-depth knowledge. And while it might not be the most detailed, they definitely seem to care more, number one, which is hugely important to me, and they definitely did know a little bit more. So requesting a managed ad account is cool. That also gets you, again, the access to more targeting and a couple more features. So it's worth it once you're scaling. I just want to put it out there. It's an extra thing that you can do once you have an ad account that's making consistent sales. And yes, it would be a different ad account. Yes, it would be a different pixel. Yes, you'd have to start, fresh, basically. And they're going to tell you, okay, this is at least what my rep told me, because I said, I'm not turning off this ad account. This one's printing cash. And they're like, well, what you should do is slowly start lowering these budgets while you start increasing over here and just kind of phase them out. And I was like, yeah, okay, right? And so I didn't do that at all. I continued to launch new stuff on this one, running to the same Spark ads, might I add. And I continue to run this other ad account, and they're saying that it's negatively affecting the performance of the new one. This original one is still running fine. The other one is not quite as good as it should be. I think the cost per purchase is definitely a little more expensive than the original. But who knows? I'm not just going to give up something printing cash to test that. So I'll maybe make an updated video in 6 months once I've really seen that difference, and maybe I've phased it out. But nonetheless, a managed ad account is super helpful. So something to request.